What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Jets Report. My name is Patrick Siepman, and we got some major news for you guys today as we have new updates on Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, as it's looking like they will not be with the New York Jets for next football season. So we'll break down the financial side, talk about some teams that could be interested in these two, all coming up on today's show. But before we do so, if you guys could help us reach 3,000 subscribers here on YouTube, we just need 443 more of you guys to go down there, hit that subscribe button. And after this latest Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams news, it is going to be a hectic offseason here in New York. So don't miss this thing. Stay up to date on everything around your New York Jets and help us reach 3,000 subscribers today. So hit that sub button. So right before the Super Bowl last night, Jay Glazer dropped a bombshell report. And we talked about this a little bit on the video yesterday, but he tweeted out Aaron Rodgers flew back to New Jersey last week to meet with the Jets about his future with the team, only to be told that the team was moving on from him. If that means that he will be a June 1 designation that allows him to sign with any team in the league on March 12th if he decides to continue the play. And my first initial reaction to this was, you just got to give respect to Aaron Glenn and Darren Moogie to wanting to clean house before they start this new regime. Because Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen, hit that football field. And I respect two guys who necessarily put their nutsack on the table and said, hey, we're going to cut bait. We're going to move on. We're going to get rid of that old Aaron Rodgers culture that we had in the building. And this is going to be the Darren Moogie, Aaron Glenn culture. So I got all types of respect for this move, because this is not an easy move to move off one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Yes, he had a down year last season, but you got to respect two guys who are saying, hey, this is how we're going to do it, and we're going to start fresh here in New York. But let's talk about the financial situation here, because this is a big part of the Aaron Rodgers contract and, the decision to move off him. So the first two numbers you guys see here are if the Jets decide to move off him in a pre-June 1st release or trade. So if they decide to trade him or cut him before June 1st, you will have a dead cap hit of $49 million, and you will actually save negative $25.5 million. But the advantage of this move would be in 2026. Aaron Rodgers is completely off your books. You don't need to worry about him. So this could be something where the Jets kind of take it on the chin this season, and then next season they have no more dead money in terms of the Aaron Rodgers deal. But also, I do think it's a little more likely that it is a post-June 1st release, which is, here are the numbers here. You would have $14 million in dead cap, so not a lot of dead cap for this season, and you save $9.5 million. But the dead cap in 2026 moves to $35 million. So it's kind of pick your poison here. If you just want to get him completely off the books for this year, you eat that dead cap of $49 million. But if you do want to potentially, push that money down the line, you could either trade him post-June 1st or just designate him as a post-June 1st cut. But Aaron Rodgers, the last, 4 seasons, it's definitely been him taking a step back in his NFL career. Now, this past season, he had 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. The raw numbers look decent, but he really hasn't had a good year since that 2021 season where he won the MVP award, going for 37 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. But if you just see the raw numbers, 28 touchdowns, 11 picks, you're saying Rodgers had a decent season. But if you look at the advanced numbers, Rodgers definitely, had one of his worst years of his NFL career. Still an incredibly accurate quarterback at that position, but does he move as well as he once does? Not necessarily. In total EPA, he was 31st in the National Football League, EPA per play, 27th. Catchable ball percentage, this was the biggest shocker here, 27th in the league. Adjusting completion percentage, 27th as well. And we all know Rodgers, he's not the same guy in terms of pushing the ball down the field anymore. He was 28th in yards per attempt. And I felt like Rodgers over the last couple of seasons, he's been almost too aware of his touchdown to interception ratio, where he's not taking as many chances as he had over the last couple of years. And I think this is a complete right move for the New York Jets and Aaron Glenn. Now, I originally was saying, if you do keep Rodgers and you don't go and sign a bridge quarterback, you can't draft the guy, it's not the worst case in the world if Rodgers is on this team for next season. But I like their idea of just, hey, this is a new regime. This is our New York Jets. Let's just clean house and get a new quarterback in there under center. But where could Rodgers go? Well, this is coming in from DraftKings here, and the number one team to acquire Aaron Rodgers was via trade or just signing him if the Jets decide to cut him. The Pittsburgh Steelers at plus 200, the Las Vegas Raiders at plus 300, the San Francisco 49ers at plus 350, and then how about the Minnesota Vikings if Rodgers just wants to follow the Brett Favre path, go to the Jets, then hit up the Minnesota Vikings the year after. They're 4th. Then also the Colts. They've been very, very aggressive in the quarterback market over the last couple of seasons. They're 5th in terms of odds according to DraftKings. But I do think it's 99.9% chance that Rodgers is off this team heading into next season. So later on today, we're going to actually have two videos for you guys today. I'll have a quarterback QB targets video. We'll talk about free agency, the draft, and even the trade market. So hit that notification bell right down below. Subscribe to the channel. Do not miss a thing. We'll have a QB targets video coming out later today, probably around 5 or 6 p.m. Central Time. All right, let's shift our attention to the Davante Adams front because, again, that was another reaction I had to this Aaron Rodgers news. Well, what does that mean for Davante Adams? Well, Ian Rapoport tweeted this out, saying, with the Jets and QB Aaron Rodgers heading for a split, don't be surprised if they move on from Davante Adams with his huge cap number as well. They could reunite elsewhere. And then he also followed that tweet up saying Davante Adams left his 2025 contract unchanged, and his $38.3 million cap number is untenable. He'd have to agree to a new deal to stay. And with Aaron Rodgers moving on, Adams likely will as well. Adams would like to be on the West Coast, I'm told. And, that's been my biggest gripe with, people wanting to keep Davante Adams because his cap hit for the next 2 seasons is $38 million. But you can get off this a lot easier than the Aaron Rodgers contract. So if you were to pre-June 1st or pre-June 1st release or trade him, you would have a dead cap number of $8.36 million, and you would save around $30 million. So that's a massive boost to this year in free agency. But let's say you want to push that money down the line, create some dead cap in 2026, and increase your savings this season. If you post-June 1st release or trade him, the dead cap for this year is only $2 million. 2026, the dead cap is $6.27, and then you would actually save $36.25 million this year in free agency. So the Jets could sneakily be a big spender in free agency. But, I think this move for New York is nothing about the production from Davante Adams because, I can make an argument Aaron Rodgers is not even a top 15-ish quarterback anymore in the NFL, but Davante Adams is still extremely, extremely productive. Even last season, being banged up with that hamstring injury, in 14 games, he was still able to eclipse over 1,000 yards, still one of the better wide receivers in the NFL. Yes, he is getting older. Yes, he has a lengthy injury history, but he is still extremely productive at that position. And I actually want to give credit to Luke Grant here on Twitter. I saw this tweet out late last night breaking down the Jets' financial situation for the cap here. Right now, it sits at $21 million. But if you cut Davante Adams, you would get that up to $51 million, assuming that is a pre-June 1st cut. And then if you cut Rodgers post-June 1st designation, you get up to $60 million. You cut Lazard, you're up to $67. You cut Clemens, you're up to $70 million. This could be a big free agency for the New York Jets if they move off Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers. But let's just say they do move off Davante Adams. I think wide receiver becomes a massive position of need for the New York Jets because besides Garrett Wilson, you don't really have a go-to guy in that wide receiver room. So could they look at the draft? Maybe they get a guy like Tyler Warren at pick number 7. Yes, not a wide receiver, but still an elite weapon in the pass game for the New York Jets potentially. Or you maybe go big in free agency because if you would have $70 million to spend, what if you just say, F it, we're going to throw that money at T. Higgins, get a young quarterback in here, and then you have a solid foundation for a rookie quarterback to come into. But if they do move off Davante Adams, expect them to be in the wide receiver market, whether that's via trade, free agency, or the NFL draft. So you guys let me know. Would you cut Davante Adams? Give me a C for cut or give me a K for keep down below in the comment section. I'm probably down with cutting Davante Adams. Just financially makes too much sense. But you guys let me know your thoughts down below. Another friendly reminder to hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't already. We'll keep you guys posted with the latest around the New York Jets. So hit that subscribe button today. Help us reach 3,000 subs. And we'll see you guys next time. As always, go Jets.